folks, Jeremy Klein with you from OutdoorsNB, Maritime Outdoors and Maritime Outdoors. Just wanted to do a little update on where I'm at with the Old Town Autopilot 136. Just got this before Christmas and I am gearing it up for tournament fishing. Basically customizing it to what I think I'm going to need. So I want to start at the front and we'll work our way back. I have posted a video about navigation lights and kind of their requirements. You know, if you decide that you're supposed to have navigation lights on your boat, I believe that the International Marine Organization regulations show that a motorized kayak is considered a power-driven vessel. So I have put lights on there. So if you decide that you do need lights, make sure you get lights that meet the regulatory requirements, or you might as well not bother. So these meet those requirements for 1 nautical mile visibility and 112.5 degree angle on both sides. The only problem is because of where they're mounted, they don't stop straight ahead. So I can see that red light kind of over here a ways. So it's not ideal. I don't think anybody's going to give me a hard time about it. And really, if you have those LED strips, I don't think a law enforcement officer is going to give you a hard time anyway. But if you're doing it because you want to meet regulatory requirements, get actual navigation lights. So navigation lights are installed. Yak attack lever lock anchor trolley the length of the boat, so I can have my anchor doing its thing wherever I want. If I want to be up current, facing up current, or facing down current, I can do that. I've replaced the front handle with the Navarre Kayak's track mount handle, and on that I have the Railblaza 600R boom for the front camera. I'll be running GoPros on this. Here we have Yak Power, one of the plugins that I have set up on this boat. I may add 2 more at some point, but right now I've only got 3 total. So that's for the front GoPro, and I can keep it powered all day that way from our accessory battery. Coming back from that, down on the bottom, we have installed Kydex wear strip on the front, on the bow of the hull. And moving back, something that we do, I'm a Paddle Canada instructor. Something we do on our sea kayaks, a lot of us, is we'll put reflective strips on the edges if something ever happens. So the other thing I plan on doing with this boat is fishing on the Bay of Fundy. Just make myself a little bit more visible if something happens. And a lot of guys will actually put reflective strips on the bottom of the boat in case you capsize, you're still reflective. You know, this is just a me thing. I don't see this anywhere else. I've put that here, and there's one on the stern and a couple on the stern actually. Moving under the boat, we have the Yak Hobby transducer mount, replacing the Old Town one, and then I'm using the Garmin 56 transducer, side imaging, down imaging. Moving back, I've installed an 8-inch Yak Attack GT175 Gen 2. I have one of these here. I have another one coming for the other side. From that, we have the Garmin 95 SVU HD, and on that we have the Live View Panoptics plus our 56 transducer and then the power. Coming back from that, Pacific Yak Angler aluminum rails have replaced the plastic ones, primarily here because I'm going to have all the strain from the anchor on it, and I know I'm still using a plastic component as part of that system, but the more strength we can give, the better. I have, and this isn't necessarily going to be used when I'm tournament fishing, but I'll probably use it when I'm saltwater fishing, the Scotty bait board on the Scotty gearhead track adapter. Tightline anchors, Canadian company out of Nova Scotia, 1 province over from me. Great product, stainless steel. I think they're the best anchor I've ever seen for small craft. Moving back from that, Navarre Kayaks replacement for the flush mount rod holder. This gives me a track there. I'm going to try my trolling setup from these two, so I have one on either side. If the handle of the rods gets in the way, I'll probably shift some stuff around, move this forward, and maybe just shift everything forward. But for now, this is what I'm going with. Back from that, Navarre Kayaks side handles replaced with the track mount handles. That's my tether mount for all of my stuff that I want handy. Back from that, I did do a video for the install of our Power Pole Micro. So what I've done is I've installed a second plug. So I am powering the power pole with my motor battery. Those are the two things on this battery, 100 amp hour eco-worthy battery. I have the power pole and the motor on them. To charge this, if let's say we're doing tournaments and I'm going to stay at a hotel, I can disconnect both items that are connected to it and take this battery inside and charge it inside. While we're right here, I have installed Yak Power 8-channel. Power on the battery. Press once and all my nav lights will turn on. So my port and starboard turn on. Plus, once it comes, it's not here yet, Yak Power, their all-around white light is going to be going back here, which completes my regulatory requirement for my nav lights. It'll turn both on, pressing that nav button once. If I press it a second time, it goes into basically anchor mode. Second time, it shuts out my front nav lights and it leaves my all-around white on as an anchor mode. Press it a third time and all of them go out. I have red LED deck lights because I don't want to ruin my night vision when my eyesight at night, the visual purple in my eyes. Red's supposed to be a very good color for that. So I have those set up for night fishing on deck so I can see when I get fish aboard, things like that. Channel 1 is my plotter / fish finder. Channel 3 goes to a Yak Power relay, 50 amp relay for my live view, together with the other things on the boat or through the same switch system. It gives them some issues, some interference. So I've kept it separate and out of this, other than a relay from this controls the power direct from the battery to the live scope. So I can turn that on and off so I'm not draining the 30 amp hour live scope battery, which is down inside the hatch down here. I'm not draining that. So I hit the button, you just barely hear it, but that powers on and off the relay, which completes the circuit to the live view. So I'll just turn that all off now. The B button controls all of my, well, I guess, two plugins. It'll be a plug-in back here for my cameras and things. That's the Yak Power. So we come back from that. Here's the rest of the Yak Attack lever lock. Back from that, I have installed another 8-inch Yak Attack GT175 Gen 2 rail. When I'm on the water and I don't want my power pole sticking up, I can store it here. My paddle is going to be stored here. So I'm just waiting for the parts to come to finish that off for this double header. There's going to be the roller clamps. Back here, I've got a tether for, I'll have my food in a cooler back here is the plan right now. Some of this may change. And at the back here, I talked about the reflective stuff. It's what I do with my sea kayaks. I put it on here as well. Just visibility. It's going to reflect. And then on the stern, we have a little bit of red. At the back is our Power Pole Micro. And I've talked about this already. This is on its own circuit with the plug in the front for cameras. This is the plug for my light, which is on its own. It's on the part of the nav circuit. At the stern, we have the heading sensor, which allows us the jog function for the spot lock. Coming over here, we have another Pacific Yak Angler aluminum rail. Cameras on here. I will have another Yak Attack doubleheader with a larger set of rollers on it that's going to stow. This is the coolest thing I have bought, I think. This is fishfindermounts.com, and I've already done a video on it. Fishfindermounts.com, a live view transducer arm. Super modular. I bought this because I wanted something that would go from my kayak to my John boat. And they sell all kinds of different brackets and things. The John boat, this is an older low roughneck, and it has the horizontal rail system on it. So this bracket brings me to horizontal, and I can mount this part to it, which allows me to mount this block to it. And I can transfer my live view right over to the John boat. I just got to pull the GLS 10s down in here, and it's just on a piece of polyethylene plate that's velcroed into the hull. So I can just pull that off, pull my wires, and bring it over to the John boat if I want to. So that's here. This is completely adjustable in every single way. I can adjust the orientation of the handle, where the handle is, the depth of the pole. If I want to add another pole, you can get sections like this that add on to the bottom. It has its own foot, and it has the forward and perspective mode setup right on it. You just pull this pin and you can adjust whether you're looking forward live or perspective live. But it's super duper modular and extremely high quality finish and materials, stainless and aluminum. 360, I'm assuming 316L, anodized in places. Just beautiful work, excellent quality. You pay for it, it's not cheap. But I'm the type of guy, I want quality and I want things that are going to last, and I will pay for them. So that's that. In the back here, we have the Yak Attack Black Pack Pro olive green with the 6 rod holders. This is the 16 by 16. I have mounted it in with their, I forget what they call these, but the hook system on the corners, just with my bungee. We've got the Yak Attack landing net, and it just folds open. It's a one-handed ordeal. I'm trying to figure out a system that's going to allow me to store this a little better, so I'm not getting caught up in everything. But right now I just have it behind the seat like so. I might leave it this way and put a just a lanyard on it or something in case I capsize. It's not going to go crazy. Forward again, we get another one of the Navarre handles. Forward of that, lastly, is the aluminum rail, the last aluminum rail. And on the back, the one thing that I have forgotten, we put the Kydex strip along the bottom of the keel here as well. And that pretty well rounds out. There's a few things that are still coming that are in the mail, if you want to say, to finish up this build. I don't even remember what they are now, but there's a few other things. But that will complete this boat. It's pretty close to being done. I'm super happy with the way everything's worked out so far, and super happy with the setup. It's obviously going to need to be tweaked as I work it, but that's my kind of customized build. You got any questions? Give me a shout. Thanks for watching.